Mr. Peter Grant.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm grateful to the Prime Minister for the advance sight of her speech. Can I first of all apologise on behalf of my honourable friend from Rossguy and Lochaber, who, as often is the way, coming from a remote location, has been delayed in transit. Mr. Speaker, this morning Scotland's First Minister launched Scotland's Place in Europe, Our Way Forward, the latest in a series of analysis on the ongoing negotiations, setting out the best possible, or at least the least worst possible future for Scotland. The first of these Scottish Government analysis papers came 18 months before Chequers, and to date hasn't led to a single resignation from the Scottish Cabinet. The sense of unity and responsibility being demonstrated by the Government in Edinburgh could hardly be in a more marked contrast to what we see from the UK Government here today. Last night, the negotiations collapsed again. Did the Secretary of State go dashing off to Brussels just to fail? Or did he go because his officials had told him that a deal was close? And if that is the case, surely this House is entitled to know what it was that yet again went wrong at the last minute. Because the Government's official explanations only make sense if the Prime Minister has decided that the proposal she signed up to last December is unworkable. Mr. Speaker, the reality of all of this weighs heavily across communities, particularly in the island of Ireland. We're 3 days away from the EU Council Summit, and the Government still continues to show at best disdain and at worst open contempt for the people of Ireland and for the Good Friday Agreement. They clearly have no real understanding of what communities on both sides of the border are feeling about these negotiations. As long ago as last December, the Brexit Select Committee, despite an over-representation of hardliners, made it clear that we could not see how it's possible to reconcile there being no border with the Government's policy of leaving the single market.
Well, Order, I'm trying to hear the honourable gentleman. Let's hear the fella. Mr. Peter. I know, very much noise. Mr. Malcolm MacDonald, Stuart Malcolm MacDonald, is pointing out there's a lot of noise. I'm well aware of that fact. He doesn't need to conduct the orchestra. Peter Grant.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Having seen how our backbenchers have responded to her appeal for cool, calm heads, you can understand why she struggles to keep her party together when there's hard questions to be answered. Mr. Speaker, it was striking, the contrast in reaction from the Tory backbenchers when the Prime Minister committed to defending the Good Friday Agreement, and there was at best a lukewarm response, and there was then 3 hearty cheers when she said we're taking Northern Ireland out of the Customs Union. It tells us where the Tory party's priorities are. A Conservative party playing politics with people's lives for the sake of its own political survival is nothing short of disgraceful. And there is a better way, Mr. Speaker. It's time for the Prime Minister to disown the extreme hardline minority in her own party. The Prime Minister has the chance to resolve the question of the Irish border, to protect jobs, to prevent the economic catastrophe we face, and to respect the result of the referendum in 2016. So will she now accept that she got it wrong? Will the Prime Minister now commit to a damage limitation Brexit? Accept that there is a significant consensus in this House in favour of remaining in the single market and the customs union? Can I say to the Prime Minister, ignore your own career prospects, ignore the career ambitions of those behind her, look instead at the hundreds of thousands of people whose jobs are at risk if this goes wrong? Will she take her head out of the sand and work with those on all benches in this House to ensure that the United Kingdom stays in the single market and in the customs union?
Mr. Speaker, I'll pick up a number of those points. It interests me that the honourable gentleman was talking about the importance of, to him, of staying in the single market.